Today on V8 Extra, a full review of races 10 and 11 of the championship from last weekend at Winton Motor Raceway. After a hard-fought podium Saturday, Lee Holdsworth drops in to bring us up to speed with all in his world. Mark Scaife joins us too for his take on the action from northeastern Victoria. Plus, Aaron Noonan is on location in Melbourne to chat with Jason Bright after another great win in the Team BOC Holden. That's all ahead on V8 Extra. Yes, hi everybody and welcome once again to V8 Extra. Great to have your company today. A very busy weekend last weekend at Winton Motor Raceway. Therefore, a busy program for us today. Time to welcome Mark Scaife once again. Great to have you here.
Hi, Crombo. Thanks, mate.
Really looking forward to it. Now, Scaife, let's get down to business. Jamie Whincup went into Winton plus 142 points in the championship. He walked away with a first and a second. He's now up at 262 points clear. Nice weekend for him and also for Jason Bright at Team BOC.
Well, it was a really good weekend's racing. Firstly, because I thought we missed the rain at the end of the weekend.
That was amazing,
unbelievable,
and by seconds.
By nothing, wasn't it? When we were leaving, it was hosing with rain. But the big part of that for me was Whincup again dominated in terms of the way he consistently has run all year. To be able to wheel the car out week in, week out and do the job that he's been doing, he's operating at a high level. And Bright, for speed, was the class act of Sunday.
And the pleasing aspect for me was that we got to see some strategic variation again in both races, really. So it kept guys like you and I guessing as to what was going to happen.
Yeah, well, when you can make the Sunday race especially, wasn't it? When you can have some change to policy in terms of how the guys go about it. We actually bagged him half the day, didn't we? We said, you know, where's Bright going to be? And then right at the end, he had car speed. It was just, it was a great run. And they thought about it, which I thought was a risky policy. Given the weather was coming, they did a really good job. Let's
have a look at the championship points, and you can see that margin confirmed there on screen. Jamie Whincup, 262 points up on his teammate Craig Lowndes from Garth Tander, the Holden Racing team. Jason Bright, by virtue of these great performances, now up into fourth. And Scaife, when you look at those numbers, he's not very far away. I mean, if he has another good weekend when we get to Darwin or Townsville, he's going to be right in the mix here at the top end of town.
Oh, no doubt. And, I mean, for me at the moment, the way that Bright's coming on, Van Gisbergen has been more consistent. Rick Kelly's been really good in terms of his consistency. And the one that is a little bit out of the box is Craig Lowndes. We know that he comes on well at the late part of the year, but he's only 262 points away.
Well, it's my pleasure now to welcome our special guest to the program today from Fujitsu Racing. It is good afternoon and welcome to Lee Holdsworth. Great to have you here,
mate. Hey, mate.
Hey, not a bad weekend for you. A bit of this and a bit of that. Saturday outstanding, got on the podium. It was a little more traumatic for you on Sunday, though.
Yeah, it was. We've had a few dramas with a bit of inconsistency in our cars at the moment, and it was nice to get back up there on the podium and taste that champagne again, but really it's just not happening enough for us at the moment. So we got a bit of work to do before Darwin. Our tyre life wasn't the best, and after that incident with Will on the Sunday, it put the steering out a little bit and made the car pretty difficult to drive, and probably the tyre wear even worse. So yeah, very disappointed with Sunday's 15th, but you know, we'll claw back at the next round.
You better clear that up for us, because we didn't know, did we? We knew there was a bit of drama there. So what happened with Will? It was actually turn 8, wasn't it? It was a second, well, actually turn 7.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you know, I caught up on Will. I got a bit boxed out at the start and caught back up on him and had better speed than him, and went for a pass a couple of times on him, and he held me out. He blocked me, but I thought I've got to go for him here because you know, the other guys are getting away, so I had to have a bit of a lunge and went into turn 9 and or 7, sorry, and committed pretty early. And into that corner, you have to be 100% committed to make the pass. And unfortunately, he didn't see me there, and I think he'd lost his right-hand mirror, so he'd committed as well to turning into the corner. So unfortunately, we came together and caused a bit of a schmozzle.
It sure did. There was a long queue. I need to get the entry list out to look at everybody that was involved in it, and you got nicked 25 points for your trouble as well. Hey, it's a bit scary bringing him in here, Scaife, because look how fit he looks at the moment. I'm soaking up a little bit here to try and make myself feel a little bit better.
That was just in case Will came back, you know, to try and punch on.
Well, it's great to have you here. Stay with us for the rest of the show. We've got lots of questions for you, but what we want to do now is zap down to Melbourne, where Aaron Noonan is standing by. And Aaron, a great weekend for Jason Bright, second race win in 2 race meetings.
Yeah, he's really on form, isn't he, Neil? It's amazing, isn't it, that it took 11 years for Brad Jones Racing to break through for their first championship race win, and then they go and win their second one in 3 weeks. They're certainly the form team at the moment as we head to Darwin for the next round. But we'll catch up with Jason Brighton. He's also going to reveal the secret behind his success in the off-season. He's dropped nearly 10 kilograms of weight, so we'll get to the bottom of that. He's been training with one of Australian sport's greatest ever athletes, trainers who got him in peak physical condition. So we'll reveal all very shortly. And we're also going to be joined too by Jason Richards, who was a fantastic part of Team BOC and such a special weekend at Winton last weekend.
It certainly was. Thanks, Aaron. We'll come back to you very shortly. And on the subject of Jason Richards, a poignant moment, boys, for the podium for race 11 on Sunday, where Jason Bright was celebrating that race win with his teammate Jason Richards. This is what happened.
In first place for Team BOC, Jason Bright. And representing the winning team, Team BOC, is Jason Richards.
And they're underway. Louds missed it. Johnson's going to get a free ride to turn one. Advantage Whincup in that stop.
Great drive, mate.
And Holdsworth and Johnson are going to drag it to the line.
Some great highlights from race number 10 at Winton last Saturday. 47th career victory for Jamie Whincup. And how was the stoush at the end between this bloke and Stevie Johnson? It was about 3 thou in the end.
It was 300th of a second.
It's tiny. Yeah, good.
Yeah, he fought hard through the end, and I knew with about 10 laps to go he was coming on pretty strong, and my tyres just went off like a light switch. And I knew I had third in the bag, but I thought it's going to be a tough battle to hold Johnson off here.
You should talk it up, mate. You should. It was never in doubt. There was never any question about it whatsoever.
I just wanted to make it exciting.
Well, let's get back down to Melbourne now and join Aaron Noonan once again, who's got a bloke who should be pretty happy about his world at the moment, mate.
I've got a funny feeling he's probably just a little bit happy, boys. Jason Bright from Team BOC, winner last weekend. But you might notice here, it's the Slim Trim Super Jason Bright this year. Now, you've been training really hard in the off-season. I want to know the secret between this weight loss, because I might need a bit of it.
Well, you know, I guess I came into this year pretty confident that we had all the right ingredients and knew that I probably could lose a couple of kilos. And I got a new trainer, Ray Giles, who's a boxing trainer that's trained some of the great boxers in Australia, and he knows how to motivate me and push me.
So do you reckon that there might be a couple of punches for Whincup later on in the year? He wouldn't want to mess with you at this rate.
Well, hopefully we can go more than 12 rounds, that's for sure.
Hey, tell me, your car is a Walkinshaw chassis, but it seems to have been a lot more consistent than the factory HRT cars. Where have you found that consistency? Because clearly that's an area that they're struggling in.
Well, I mean, that is what you need for the championship. And from the outside, you know, before I got to BJR, you know, Phil and I both sort of thought that the inconsistency was one of the things that we needed to sort out. And, you know, we worked really hard on that last year. And I think now we've got a car that we can tune from track to track very easily. And Winton was probably the first time that we really had to prove that. You know, we obviously had good speed in Perth, and going to Winton was a different style circuit and very different grip. And you know, to have success there as well, I think that proved that we did sort of unlock that.
Now, for the V8 Extra viewers, can you say right down the barrel of the camera, I am a championship contender?
Oh, we're definitely a championship contender, don't you worry about that.
Now, it's not a case of having one Jason. Now, you really need to have two Jasons if you're talking about Team BOC. It's great to have Jason Richards join us today. And I got to say, mate, to stand up on that podium, spray some... Actually, no, you didn't spray champagne. You copped most of the champagne.
Yeah, that's right. I reckon Whincup's filled up this year. Bridie got me down here, and Tander was on the other side, so I had no chance. But, well, what a result, what a race. I mean, it's just... it was so good to be on the wall with all my teammates and see Bridie coming through the pack like he did. It was a really special moment for me. Had a few tears, to be honest, Noons.
I got to say too, guys, that remember the website, bidforjace.com. It's absolutely been fantastic so far this year. Some of the stuff that's up there for grabs, for not just for bidding, but people can make a donation. It's got to have blown you away. It's blown the whole industry away, the sort of support and the backup that you've had.
It has. It's been, you know, it's wider than just the V8 supercar community. It's gone to, you know, sports from Danny Green to giving us boxes. Good Charlotte with the guitar. Obviously, corporate companies getting involved, and you know, Mark Webber, the Wishbone's still up there. You know, a dream prize for me would be the Formula 1 hot lap. I mean, how good would that be around Albert Park? So, some wonderful stuff on there, and you know, something for everybody. But I'd have to say that you know, the support from the community has blown me away, and I do really truly appreciate it.
It's been fantastic. Jason Bright in good form, 4th in the championship, and I reckon it might be worth a flutter, boys, for the championship. So back to you in the studio. We'll catch up with you soon.
Hey Aaron, while you're there, I just want you to punch this question out to Jace as well. We thought he did an unbelievable job in the Ferrari there as well, so give him our best.
Absolutely, Jason Richards. The boys are saying that you did a good job in the Ferrari. Not too bad. Not too bad job. It's a tough gig when you get to drive a Ferrari, isn't it? Could be worse.
Thanks, boys. Jason Richards, Jason Bright and Aaron Noonan in Melbourne. Now, if you'd like to email us, it's v8extra@v8supercars.com.au or the website v8supercars.com.au. There's an awful lot of dots involved in all that process. Now, Scafey and I and a whole bunch of blokes in this industry get asked all the time, how do I get started in the business? Well, if you're a Year 3 apprentice and you'd like to finish your apprenticeship, then Trading Post Racing have got an opportunity for you. We'll have a story on that in just a moment. Now, you blokes know what it's like, but we rarely get the opportunity here in television land to live your world off the start line. So I'm going to throw to a break, and you know what it's like, Lee, when you get off that line, particularly at a place like Winton, there's rocks and grass and paint and plastic flying everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. It's
elbows, bruises.
That's right. Yeah, it's all happening there at the start.
All right, we'll go to the break. Let's jump on board with Lee and enjoy this at Winton last weekend.
Time. Oh! Don't look left, Tim, whatever you do. Oh, there it is. Jason Bright takes the race lead. These are bright days at Team BOC.
I seriously can't believe we were able to dodge that weather at Winton last weekend. It was as black as the ace of spades until about 1 second after the podium, and boof, down it came. How's Jason Bright going around the outside at turn 1? But hey, when we went to the break and we were playing the clip from onboard your car, I got a feeling I know where you and Will got started with all the aggravation at the old turn 4.
There's a bit of touch and there's a bit of shoulders in there at the start there. And
what about the chaos you caused? Did you see all that chaos? Like all you into each other?
No, it wasn't me.
Yeah,
lucky Scapey's not the IPO. It might have been 100 points, mate.
Hey, don't worry. He did that to me. He did that to me.
Oh, come on.
He did it
Sure
to
he
me.
would
Turned me around. Exactly the same corner. The whole field run into me. Didn't you? You did that.
It's like a Royal Commission. It's like a Royal Commission. I have no recollection of those facts, Your Honour. Now, boys, when we went to the break a moment ago, we teased the fact that all of us wonder, you know, how do you get started in this business? Particularly when you're a young bloke, you want to know, look, how do I break into this caper? How did you get started?
Well, obviously I was in go-karts from a young age, and that was because of my dad. He had such an interest in motor racing and never got to have the opportunity to drive himself. So bought us a go-kart. It was actually from Santa. Yeah, and once you got it in your blood, that was it. But I started from a young age, and started when I was 7 and just came from, you know, went better from there.
Yours is the correct path. He used corruption and graft, but that's a totally different story. But let's go and join Aaron Noonan once again now at Trading Post Racing to get a better understanding of how you can get in this business.
Quite often on V8 Extra we get a lot of mail asking, how can I be involved in working in a race team, whether it be as an engineer or indeed as a mechanic? Well, for 2012, if you're a third-year mechanical apprentice, you've got a great opportunity. It's the Trading Post Racing Recruit Competition. You could complete your apprenticeship right here next year at Ford Performance Racing. Clearly it's got to be someone who has a passion for motorsport. You know, there are 50 people in this building, everyone's passionate about racing, but also somebody that's demonstrated in the first 3 years of their apprenticeship, you know, that they've got a real aptitude for mechanics and motorsport, and, you know, probably been a standout in their class at school. I'm a firm believer in apprenticeships, you know, having done one myself. It's outstanding what Trading Post are offering the lucky winner. The plan is they'll get involved in everything from working on the cars to working in sub-assembly, the engine shop, the machine shop. we'll move them around everywhere. I mean, clearly working on the car will be the jewel in the crown, and they'll get that experience to go to the track and do that.
When I started here at Ford Performance Racing, some of the advice I was given was just never to assume anything. If you're ever unsure, just ask questions. Never hurts to ask as many questions as you can. This job has become such a big part of your life, so you really got to be 110% committed to the job and to doing something you love.
Do you know, you've come through doing an apprenticeship through the junior categories of racing, and now you're at Ford Performance Racing, so this is a great opportunity.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is actually a brilliant start to your career. I mean, a lot of apprentice mechanics want to aspire to be in motorsport, and V8 Supercar is the pinnacle of Australian motorsport, so it's the biggest dream ever.
You're the only female at the moment who works in pit stops in pit lane during V8 Supercar races. Would you hope that there's a few girls out there who apply for the Trading Post Racing recruit competition, and maybe one of them might be here with you next year?
Oh, most definitely. It's an opportunity for everybody, so just go for it. I mean, if there's anything that you want to do, don't let anything hold you back.
This is Will Davison. He's got terrific speed at the moment in this car. He seems to be very comfortable with it.
Will, you're part of a pretty rich motorsport tradition and heritage, so you were always going to get into motor racing, but for someone who's a third-year apprentice, the Trading Post Racing recruit competition, it's a perfect way in, isn't it?
It is. It's an unbelievable opportunity. It's about not what you know, it's who you know sometimes in this industry, whether you're a driver or you're a mechanic. I constantly get bombarded with questions on how do I get involved in a team, and what an amazing opportunity this is. It really is a team sport. The mechanics literally have my life in their hands, so at the end of the day, my relationship with them, my understanding with them, your bond with them is everything.
Wild little racetrack, isn't it? 3 kilometres, 12 corners. Some shots in there, boys, of Davey Reynolds last weekend, who did a great job. Yeah, nice to see him up there. I think we're going to see more of him in the not-too-distant future. Lee Holdsworth is our special guest from Fujitsu Racing. Scafey's with us as well. Lee, 6 years now with Gary Rogers Motorsport. It's a fair old innings, isn't it? A couple of wins, a couple of pole positions, but because I'm a number nerd, I've written down when your contract ends. It's up at the end of the year. You're going to stay with Gary, or are you going to have a bit of a sniff and just go and drive for Scafe Racing or Cromley Motors?
Well, I mean, like you said, I've been there 6 years now, and Gary was great to give me my start, and he's a legend of the sport, and I'm very thankful for the start he gave me. But you know, the thing is, I'm at a stage now where I'm ready to win championships, and whether that be at GRM or another team, I need to be with the team that gives me the best opportunity to do that now. So that's where I'm at with it, and I hope that I can make that decision very soon, because I want to get on with my career and start winning some races.
Well, GRM, we've often said, you know, they punch above their weight a long way. I mean, they're a really good team. In terms of the consistency, it's obviously been one of the issues for you, isn't it? Because some of the faster, more open circuits, the car probably hasn't been as good as the street circuits. But Richard Holway going there as your chief engineer has made a big difference for you in terms of just the way, I mean, you guys have bonded up, you guys go about it in a similar way. That's been good, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I was saying last year, probably halfway through the year, we hadn't seen the results that were yet to come as a result of Richard joining our team, and we saw them towards the back end of last year. But you know, the tyres are changing all the time and things like that, and it creates a bit of an inconsistency. But we are getting on top of it, and Richard and I have a really good gel, and it's working really well together. But you know, we just need to keep pushing and try and get up there on a more regular basis.
Tell us about your fully sick, pimped Camaro. I saw some notes about this the other day.
Your light blue FJ Cruiser. He's driving around on an FJ Cruiser at the moment.
Stop it.
What are you doing?
Tell me all about your wheels. Tell me about your wheels.
Performax International are the group up in Queensland that supplied me with the car, and they do the conversions from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. So I got it off them, and I can tell you they do an awesome job, and it's pretty cool to drive around in it around the streets of Melbourne. I want to tint the window because you can't get away with picking your nose or anything.
Neil does that too. He wants to tint the window. He's got a career doing that.
You know, everyone's watching you, so it's pretty cool.
What about your Darwin form? Let's talk motor racing. That'll make a whole lot more sense. You've had, like everybody, ups and downs there.
Yeah, actually, the team has been quite strong there in the past, and Caruso had a win there in 2009. So we know that the cars can have form there, so it's just a matter of getting on top of it. Scafey, you actually drove our car last year, and to be honest, that was a real struggle that weekend after you drove it, whatever you did with it. I don't know.
I didn't do a thing. And
That's going to get a run. That's going to get a huge run.
You don't need to give him fodder. Don't fuel it.
It's very good. I love that. That's good. Hey, we're out of time, boys. It's been a great pleasure to have you in here, Lee. I look forward to catching up with you again in Darwin, which is our next event, the Sky City Triple Crown, and it's coming up June 17, 18 and 19 races, 12 and 13 of the V8 Supercar Championship. Our next V8 Extra, well, that's going to be a workshop special from Stone Brothers Racing. We're going to catch up with all three drivers, Ross and Jimmy, have a look around the place there. There'll be an audience there as well, so that's going to be a whole heap of fun.